We're live, it looks like. Everything's crooked, though. Let's see. I don't know. I'm trying to get it not crooked. And then I can't see myself. Okay. I was very late with the auction. Ken is here. First one. Hey. Okay. Mic check. Make sure the mic is on and working. I had to restart my whole computer to get the microphone to start working or to register that it's actually plugged in. All right. So it's early still. Yeah. I'm either very late or very early. If I want to be on time, I got to sit around and wait. And then I don't like sitting around and wait. Ken says, I missed the last stream because I was performing. Hope you had a great weekend. I put in an order with Mike Tufts for some tools. Yeah, I had a good weekend. Yeah. I mean, I've been working on side projects. I mean, each project takes me forever. So I'm still working on this one side project a little every day. And I've been working on it for like 8, 9, 10 days or something. I did finish a couple side projects within a short time last week. Yeah, because those were just easy peasy send out stuff. This one that I'm still working on is taking me forever because I got to find the right kind of glue. I found the right kind of glue. Yeah, but still got to. It requires 2 different types of glue for this project. So I used one type already. We got to wait until it's all, make sure it's all glued up properly for the first stage. It's a knife, right? But I got to glue in the blade first with one type of glue and then use another type of glue on the finish. Yeah, because it has a potential of being left in a very hot environment. So I can't use hot melt as the only type of glue for this knife. It has to be 2 types. One type to make sure it stays put, and then the hot melt after that, so it looks like what it's supposed to look like. Ding, 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 napper time. Nappers assemble. AA Ron is here. Howdy, howdy. But I'm not going to show the side projects. None of the side projects are going to be shown. No. Because as soon as I show it, there's a possibility that I could drop it and break it. Just like I don't take pictures of my auction points anymore because there's a possibility that while I'm doing pictures, I can drop one and break one. Same with projects. I don't want to add any other layers of possibilities of breakage. Yeah, because has it happened before? I don't know. It's very easy to fix. If something happens when you're doing something that you don't have to do, just get rid of the thing you don't have to do. And that you don't have the possibility of something going wrong because you did that thing. Yeah, so that's what I do. Let's see. What are you performing? Okay. Ken says, AA Ron is asking Ken, what is he performing? Ken says something different now. I was very excited to show people my first point and realized there's a good chance people could break it. Yeah. Have I shown people points before that broke while showing them? Yes, but I broke them. People are usually very careful, but the person who makes them says, this is gonna survive, there's no big deal. And I end up I've broken points that way. Maybe not a lot, but I have broken points showing them to people. And I broke an artifact showing it to somebody. One of the artifacts that I found myself, which is extremely valuable to me, I ended up dropping it on a concrete floor. Luckily, it only broke one piece off that I ended up finding. I broke off a little piece of the barb by a miracle, I found the barb, and then I super glued it back together later that night. But you can tell I super glued it. I don't want to take it apart and re-glue it so it doesn't look like there's glued. Anyway, I stopped messing with things. I don't show anyone my work anymore, basically, unless I'm going to sell it, like in an auction, or when I take a picture before I send it off. I'll take a picture of the item before I send it off to whoever is going to get it. That way I have a record of the shipping. But that's it. I don't let nobody see it. I don't video it. I don't do a photo shoot. I don't even mess with it. I don't even pick it up to look at it and go, "Ooh, this is cool. I'm glad I made this." No, I don't touch it. No. Ken says, "I'm a fiddler, A.A. Ron. I've been playing transitional music for local play." What's transitional music? So if you're new, these live streams are 2 hours. The first hour is all chat. The second hour is napping. And I'm hoping to get at least one super chat in the hour before the napping. Like the first hour during the chat, I hope to get one super chat at least. And then I'll start napping at the beginning of the next hour. And today's material for napping, I'm gonna take another. Well, I'm gonna reduce this basalt piece down to spalls and a biface. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get a biface out of this. That's the napping coming up. And I'm going to be looking at the auction from time to time during the chat too. There's only 2 guys? No, there's 11 people watching. Okay. So if you're new, I'll nap, but in the second hour. Yeah. If you only want to see napping, just tune out and come back later. Yeah. Okay, so I get messages during the live stream. Mike Mason's here. Andrew is here. I'm going to go nap when you nap. Mike says, and the devil slid down the beach to Ken and said, "Boy, let me tell you what." So, yeah, first hour is chat. Okay, I said that. I keep saying that over and over. Let's see. Let me raise this up. Yeah. Got a bunch of junk over here. I haven't touched that junk in weeks. I need to get it out of here. But there's stuff in there I need for my next project. So, yeah. I just don't know when I'm going to finish this one I'm working on now. As soon as I finish working on the one I'm working now, I can get into this stuff. And there's like one thing I need here for the next project, and up there I need some stuff. And then I need some of that stuff down there. So it's like one little thing from each of these bins. Why don't I just put it in one big bin? I wish. Jermaine is here. Bren is here. Yeah, I'm a little bit early because I didn't want to sit around and wait, because that's what I would have to do if I wanted to begin the live stream on time. Yeah. Michael Bonnet. Guess I made it early this time. Yes. Jim Main says, "Hey, everybody." Yeah, so what are we going to talk about in the first hour? Is there a theme? Are we going to develop a theme for what we're going to talk about? The lighting is weird today. I got because the sun is coming in over there. I didn't close the curtains. Let me close the curtains because the lighting is funny. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm going to change this whole backdrop here soon. Yeah. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to get Harley's gift out and take a look at it, see how it works. Harley gave me this light box. And I need to plug it in. Let's see how to plug it in. Is that it? No, that doesn't look like it. I got 2 power cords here. Something. Okay, this goes down in there. All right, so hold on. I'll try to figure this out. I think this thing goes in here. Yeah, all right. And there's a remote that goes with this. This supposedly changes the colors. Sign Allen key. Oh, yeah. Okay, so. Oh, this goes to this. All right, so there you go. And then this plugs into the wall. Yeah. I'll figure it out eventually. And then I don't know where I'm going to put it. Well, I'm right here probably on top of this stuff. Yeah, because that's where the outlet is. It's back here. Right. Okay, so hold on. Let's see. Yeah. There it is. It does work. Yes. And now I got to figure out. I can push that button, or do I need a battery for it? Let's see. I think I might need a battery for the remote. Okay, I'll figure that out later. Right now it's a green light. Yes. Okay. There. Yeah. So thanks, Harley. This is awesome. He 3D printed that box too. Who else is here? Who did I miss, or what did I miss? Gotta have a bin for every kind of rock. These are not rocks. None of this stuff is rocks back here. There's all kinds of different materials. Paints, antlers, arrow materials, feathers, woodworking tools, heat gun. I even got some mullein plants. The top is mullein leaves. Turn there. See, top is mullein leaves. And I don't know what I'm going to do with those. And everything else is little tools and materials. I got sinew. So if I want to make an arrow, I got to get feathers out of the bottom box. There's paints and finishes in some of these other boxes. And then there's tools for shaping. You got little woodworking tools, rasps and sandpapers and stuff. And, paints, right? Where are my paints? They're in there somewhere. And then I got Dremel tool if I want to use the Dremel tool for various things, especially for the fletching. I like to make the fletching trimming nice and neat. I use a Dremel tool to sand down the fletching quill. Anyways. Who else we got? Jesse is here. Hey. Yeah, I started a little bit early because I was late with the auction. Very late. And then auction time. Yeah. Auction time. Very late with the auction, and then I set up for doing the live stream, and then I was just sitting here. So instead of just sitting here, I started early. All right, so Red-Eyed Patriot or Michael is here. I use a Dremel a lot to polish and clean up my knives. Yeah. Luckily, I don't have very many knives because I'd be sitting there spending a lot of time polishing them up too. Yeah. Red glass. Yeah, I have some red glass in the auction. Okay, well, let's see. Let me look at the auction and see who has responded. Has anyone responded yet? Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to make a Patrick Keeper case. Eventually, I've got some material saved up for stuff I want to make. Yeah. Okay, so we got some replies. I'm hitting the like on replies or comments or bids. Same thing. And there's been some confusion in the past about where to put your bids. Make sure you put your bids under the proper comments that are already in the comment section. Yeah, Josh, you put your comment in the right place. Yeah. Okay. Once people figure it out, it's pretty easy, but for sometimes it's difficult to figure out. All right. For some people, it's hard. Keith is here. Keith Callahan. Hi, Patrick. Keefers, yes, in the house. And thank you for that setting the platform video. Much appreciated. You're welcome. Ed Gould is here. Mike says, I went to Hobby Lobby and picked up a couple stained glass panes. Been wanting to since your video. I believe I need a different glass cutter, though. Yeah, the glass cutter, you can use a hammer in place of the glass cutter. Just smash it. It's not that great. But how many arrowheads are you going to make out of that pane? Maybe one or two. So just smash it. The coral was thin. Yeah, that coral point in the auction, that white coral point, that was a nail biter for me when I was making it because I had snapped off pieces of the edge, and I'm going, man, if it snaps this easy, it takes bites out of the edge when it's really delicate and it starts to get thin, you take bites out of the edge by accident. And I was starting to go, uh-oh. I forget who sent me the coral. I keep forgetting who sent me the coral stuff. Yeah, and I have it as a video, napping it as an unboxing, but I can't seem to figure out which video it was. At the time I said, oh, I've got it on video, the unboxing on video. So I know who sent it. I will know who sent it to me. But guess what? I can't tell. I don't know which one it was. Oh, here it is. AJ. Hey, okay. I must have missed this. I must have gone back too far. That was it. It's only a month ago. AJ sent me the coral. Okay, so AJ, I need to, hold on. I'm going to check on this and make sure that if I need to make something out of it, that I don't use it all up or sell it all as far as the coral goes. So hold on a second. I got to make sure. Okay, all the material was from Million Souls Mine, agatized and silicified corals. So it's a Million Souls Mine white coral heat treat. But there's also a raw coral item in the box of bifaces flakes and such. Okay? Man, that sun is really coming in. Let me close the curtains. See the sunlight? Yeah. Well, the only problem with the sunlight coming in direct like that is it just heats up the room really fast. And I have the AC turned off. So if I have an arrangement with AJ, I want to make sure I don't misuse the Florida coral. If I have to send him something. So hold on. There's a note in the box, yeah, but for some reason I don't have the note with the pieces of coral that I'm working on. Let's see. I think that was the only message. Okay. So yeah. Good. I am glad that I was able to find that just now. Although I can't seem to find the video again. Where did it go? Okay, it doesn't matter. Let me see. Where am I? Mike says stuff is so thin, I'll be making them tiny. Probably make several from each. Talking about the panes from Hobby Lobby, the stained glass, but it's delicate. I'm going to warn you that it's very, very delicate material. So you might end up with some of the original glass surface on the middle of the arrowheads. It's easiest just to nap around the edges and leave some of the original glass surface in the middle, because you try to run flakes on that really thin material is very difficult. And it snaps easily. It's snap and halfish. That type of glass is very snap and halfish, which it makes it easy to cut with cutters and then snap it along the score line, but that makes it very snap and halfish for nappers. Ken says, since I'm going to be working with lots of glass, I should probably get one of those microwave kilns. Yeah. A microwave kiln is it's like a fancy ceramic little round container that somehow traps the heat when you put it in the microwave with glass in it. It has a cover on it too. And you're supposed to put like a paper barrier in there between the little oven pot thing and the glass, so that the glass doesn't stick to the little ceramic oven pot. You stick it in the microwave. It's like a little ceramic pot for the glass. You stick it in the microwave and you turn on the microwave on high for like 9 minutes, and it melts the glass miraculously. Buckskin NYB, hello. Who else did I not see enter the chat? Jeremy is here. Mm-hmm. So I haven't been doing like these show and tell videos on stuff like the microwave kilns because I'm working on side projects. These side projects really are extremely gumming up the works, more than I had ever anticipated. And then I'm also learning how to use AI stuff, just in case. It's advancing quickly, so I don't want to be left behind on the advancing AI stuff. One thing I'm looking at that's interesting is I can record myself doing a video like this, record my voice, and then AI can duplicate me speaking another language. So it imitates my gestures and everything. So if I want to do a video in another language, I can use AI to do it. I can do it right now. I just haven't recorded myself or spent the time making an avatar of myself in some setting with some kind of background and then recording my voice. But I'm going to probably do that soon so that I can speak in other languages. $4.99 super chat. All right. Buckskin NYB. Thank you. Awesome Knife River point. I'm glad you think so. Yeah, I was going to duplicate a point. Okay, I got my book. All right, I can remember if I have my book. Yeah. Yes or no? Northern Plains. It was the Deepwater Creek. I was going to make one of these Deepwater Creeks right there. See that? But then the notches were so wimpy. I said I need to do deeper notches for the auction. But this one is made of Knife River Flint, the real artifact. What's it called again? Deepwater Creek? Yeah. And it's supposed to have like parallel flaking also. That's missing on it. Yeah. But the notches. What's weird is that the flaking requires lots of practice. They spent a lot of time flaking these, both in learning and in doing. But then when it came to the notching, this is like kindergarten notching. Yeah. So I don't get it. This is like advanced college level. No, this is advanced engineering for the blade, and then kindergarten notches. I don't know. It's some artifacts are like that, and then the one made of coral. Let's see. Gulf Coast. Where is Gulf Coast? Did I miss it? Oh, here it is. I got to. Yeah, bowling. I was trying to do a bowling plain, not beveled, just a plain first stage bowling like this one. People say that's not a bowling. It is in the book, okay? It is called a bowling in the book, and I was trying to make this particular one right there because mine is larger, okay? Or turn this one here, one of these two, this one or this one. It's a bowling. Why do I know it's a bowling? Because it says up here, where bowling plane, which means first stage, apparently. Not beveled, but often serrated. Yeah. That's what I was trying to do. I couldn't remember the name. I was thinking harden. Got to shut up with the harden. I can't remember anything else. It was bowling. Yeah. Okay. What did I miss? I'm missing some of the chat. So thank you for the super chat. I was hoping for at least one super chat before I start napping. Each time now when I'm doing the live streams. Yeah. I just got some information on how much money is being made on the shorts videos. Okay. So on one of my shorts videos, I got like 2,000 something views on it. I made like 30 cents. Right? 30 cents. For 2,000 views, let's say, nice round numbers. Let's see what that is. Okay, so 2,000 views, 30 cents. Now, if I times that by 5, I can compare it to how much I make for each 10,000 views on a regular video, right? So let's say, 2,000 times 5 is 10,000. So 30 cents times 5 is $1.50, right? I can't do simple math. It's $1.50. So let me think about this. For 10,000 views on a short, it's $1.50. For 10,000 views on a regular video is about $30. Right? Not $3, but 30. 10,000 views. I got to make sure that's correct. I think that's correct. No? I can't remember. Maybe 3. I can't remember now. It's mixing me up. I don't think I make $30 on 10,000 views. No, it's $3. So it's half. Yeah, I think it's $3 on 10,000 views. 100,000. I can't remember. Dang it. It's either 30 or $3. That's a big difference. Anyways, it's going to be at least half. Okay, so 1,000 is $3. Yeah, okay, so for a 10,000 views video, it's $30, and for a 10,000 views short, it's $1.50. Okay, I finally managed to get that out. Yeah, that's a big difference. That means the shorts do not move the needle at all as far as income goes, as far as I know. Now, it could change. But these people that you see have lots of views on their shorts, they're not getting very much income from those. Okay. Yeah. And a lot of my videos get around 1,000 views, so it's only $3 a video. That's how I remembered it, because I had I had figured that out before. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. So everyone's talking amongst themselves, which is good. Danny Moore is here. Hi, Pat. You know anything about Jason Newman? As in, is he alive? Yeah, Jason's alive and still doing his auctions on Facebook. I just saw him auction off a Montel or something like that, like a couple weeks ago. He's still around. Who gave me another super chat? Ed Gould, $10. This will help. Thank you, thank you. Thanks, Ed. That's awesome. But yeah, I just saw Jason Newman's latest work. I think it was a Montel. Just look on Facebook. He's active on Facebook. Jason Newman's active on Facebook. Mm-hmm. Where do you get that book, Pat? Said Keith. Where do you get this? You can get this, the 12th edition, on Amazon, or you can get it from Danny Collins, Lithics and Leather, on Flintknappingtraditions.com. Flintknappingtraditions with an S.com. 12th edition Overstreet Identification and Price Guide to Indian Arrowheads. You can get it on Amazon too, but I think it's slightly more expensive than what Danny has his for. Okay. Same edition, but it's up to the 15th or 16th edition right now. If you want the latest, I'm not sure exactly who has it. The cheapest. Barnes and Noble usually has the Overstreet Price Guide, the cheapest for the latest edition. If it's not on back order, you can get it right away. If it's on back order, who knows when you'll get it. This stuff sells out fast, these books. So the latest editions, like the 15th or the 16th, I've got the 13th. Is that what this one is? Yeah, 13th edition. But anything later than the 10th edition, on, it's pretty much the same. Yeah. And we call this, on this channel, we call this the Oracle, because you consult this for everything. These are actual sizes, and you can actually see flake patterns, and you can actually see edge treatments. The only thing you can't see is side views, which means it only gives you half the information that you need, but it'll tell you a lot of times if it's thick or thin. But how thick and how thin, you don't know, because they don't give you side views. Very rarely do you get side views on artifacts because, I don't know, they haven't figured that out, that these points have side views, that you can do a side view of this point and give you a lot of information. But they're like, I want to see how thick those are because it matters with the hafting. Yeah, it matters. If they're super duper thick, they're not going to be able to haft it to the front of a atlatl dart shaft easily. So you would think, okay, it's a knife, not an atlatl dart point, if it's super thick. Let's see. Yeah, Danny Collins will sell in the 12th edition of the Overstreet Guide. Tommy Taylor's here, right? Let's see. What am I missing here? Let's see. You can take and make an AI post all your shorts. You know, I heard you can take and make an AI post all your shorts, says Jeremy. You can automate it so that the AI will post stuff for you. I don't know. That's a new one on me. If that's the case, I know that they're coming out. The one that I use is called HeyGen, HeyGen. HeyGen. It's a monthly subscription, and there's different price levels, and there's packs of different things. Like you can generate more avatars or more videos by buying more packs of whatever. Anyway, it's kind of expensive at first because I'm learning and I have to generate lots of videos and check out how it works and look at each video to see if it'll work. And then the prompts that I'm trying to get, that I'm trying to generate certain looks to these avatars, and you have to get used to what it responds to when you want to prompt. Like you want to say, okay, the avatar is sitting next to a lake, okay, but you get to word it just right so it's not like standing next to a lake. Because even if you say that the avatar is standing or sitting next to a lake, it'll give you like, it'll generate like three or four images, and maybe 3 out of those 4 images the avatar is standing. I said sitting, so you have to get used to what wording and where to put the words work so that the avatar is actually sitting down, as an example. And there's a bunch of other stuff too. You got to make sure that you put these commands and prompts in a correct order. Like I think it likes the background first, and then you get more specific. That seems to work best for what I'm doing. Yeah. I still can't get it to make sure that the avatar is looking straight into the camera. I have to generate so many prompts and so many images that it wastes all my packs. And I think that they do that on purpose. They don't generate the avatar like the command prompts tell you. So the avatar is looking into the camera, and the avatar is looking this way or that way. What's up with that? And you waste money. Anyways, it's still not that bad as far as ease of use. So I haven't been spending too much time with it. But I want to get ahead of the ball game, or ahead of this AI stuff. So I have at least some knowledge before it starts to proliferate everywhere. I can already see and tell that stuff that other people don't see as AI. I can tell that some AI generated that one. And not just because of the delivery or lip movement or lip sync. It's because of the overall presentation. You can get used to what AI likes in the background. You can get used to spotting what it likes to put in the backgrounds. It's right now, it's in the primitive stage, so to speak. A lot like how video games used to be. But if I wanted to learn how to design or design video games now, there's so much involved that the learning curve is huge. But if I had started back in the in the 80s or whatever with the video game stuff, it wouldn't be that hard. You just got to keep up with it, continuing education. But it's much easier to do it that way than try to learn everything right now. Because right now, forget it. Trying to learn video games. Let's see. Talking about Ed. Why are you guys talking about Ed? Ken says, what does KRF stand for? Knife River Flint. Yeah. That's good. I'm glad someone else has trouble with abbreviations, because I have trouble too. When I first saw KRF, well, I kind of knew what that was, but there's other abbreviations that baffle me. Mm-hmm. And you guys have learned not to use too many in the comment section. I appreciate that. Like Red-Eyed Patriot, they were saying REP. Hey, REP, what's REP? Who? What are they talking about REP? That was Red-Eyed Patriot. for the longest time in the chat, I was like, these guys are talking in code because they would use abbreviations for people's handles, right? Like Prairie Ghost Ken would be PGK, and I think some people are using PGK. But for me, PGK is like, penguins, giraffes, and kangaroos. I have no idea. Chris Cox is here. My son is starting his second year at Georgia Tech. He's going for computer game design. There you go. Excellent field. I got into drafting because I had drafting before. In junior high, I took as much drafting as I could because I liked it a lot. I still like it. I got burnt out working behind a desk, but I can still do drafting. I'm not burnt out per se on drafting itself. Just working behind a desk burnt me out. And YouTube is starting to burn me out in the same way. So I'm trying to learn other things to do on YouTube to start shifting things around a little bit, not too much. I want to add stuff to the channel. I don't want to take away from the channel. I want to add stuff because it gets a little bit, tedious or boring to just put the same stuff on the channel all the time. It gets repetitious. And when it's repetitious and you don't add stuff, you get newbies asking the same questions over and over and over again because it's always the same stuff on the channel, right? I need some way to explain to the newbies what's going on so I don't have to keep answering the questions over and over again. I'd like to be able to make more technical videos without losing people as far as the dialogue. What's he talking about, this and that? Because I've noticed that there's 2 ways to lose the new guys. 3 ways probably. 1 is in the lingo, because I don't know what you're talking about. 2, the advanced techniques. I see a lot of channels using advanced techniques to try to teach a new guy, and they're lost. And then 3, the presentation. A lot of new people want to see a good presentation as well as information. And if they favor the presentation, so if they don't like what they see right away in the presentation, they don't hear what's going on in the video. They just go click. I want to see this good stuff. I want to see good stuff, and then I'll pay attention. Yeah, I'm not going to sit there and look at nasty stuff. So that's the way new guys are seemingly going. Like when I started watching YouTube, it wasn't the presentation that was interesting to me. It was what is he doing? And can I understand what he's doing? What view is he using? If he's too far away and I can't see, okay, then I'll next. So as I was doing my videos in the beginning, instead of showing you what I was doing from far away like everybody else, I set the camera in front of my face. I can barely see what I'm doing and then nap that way to get you the first person view to see actually what the napper sees. That's what I was interested in. And I was interested in seeing how I did it myself to know what's going on. Because some of the napping takes place in the subconscious. Some of it takes place in the conscious mind. And a lot of these lithic analysts don't understand that there's two things going on with napping, the subconscious stuff and the conscious stuff. And it's a sport. It's not like chess, although there is aspects of chess that are handled by the same parts of the brain that handle napping. Okay. But with napping, there's risk management. With chess, there isn't any risk management. There's also the muscle memory, thousands and thousands of the same thing done over and over again, yielding results that you don't think about, and that sort of thing. Let's see. Okay, Jesse also thanks me for the video on edge preparation. You're very welcome. If I got my skunks involved, that would liven things up, Ed says. The skunks are, when I'm outside on the porch now and they're out there, they'll walk out in front of me. I mean, I could film them walking in around where I'm sitting. They just walk back and forth. They have the water bowl on this side and the food on that side. They just walk past me. No big deal. They'll sniff and they go, oh, it's stinky, sitting on the porch again. Okay. And they just womble, mosey on over to the water bowl, drink some water. They're louder than dogs when they drink. And then they go over to they pass Stinky again. And then they go to get their food because I throw cat food out in the yard. Yeah. So some of the super chat money goes to buying cat food because for skunks, cat food's like crack. They love it. I used to throw crackers out when I was here with my dad. When I first got here, they loved the crackers, I thought. But now I'll throw cat food out and crackers, and they go for the cat food first. And when that's gone, then they'll go for the crackers. So I said, that's interesting. Besides, cat food's a lot cheaper per pound than the crackers, so it works out pretty good. But one of my skunks is getting fat. Mangy tail is getting super fat. But yeah, I could film that, but it's not, I don't know. The animal videos are getting lots of views. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, what is going on here? Chris Cox is here. I was a draftsman for years. I started on the board and then learned CAD. Yeah, I started on the board as well. Let's see here. I started, we were trained to do board drafting and AutoCAD. But when I got to my first job, they used nothing but MicroStation. So I got trained on MicroStation, but it wasn't formal training. It was like, okay, this is MicroStation. We're going to give you like 90 days to get used to it. But you need to work on some easy projects, and you can use AutoCAD for that. I said, okay. So I'm using AutoCAD, and I was still in school when they hired me. So I would go to school at night and work during the day for the first job that I had. So I was working with two programs, learning two programs, and it was messing with me. I don't recommend trying to learn two different programs at once when you do drafting. Anyways, I know how to do MicroStation, but it's been a while. And of course, AutoCAD. My last job was mostly AutoCAD. My first job was MicroStation, and I could have used MicroStation for my other jobs too, but they all liked AutoCAD, I guess because of the cost. MicroStation is about 5 times more expensive than AutoCAD as far as the seats, or it was at the time, and it was difficult to get support, technical support, if something went wrong with your computer or your particular seat. They call them seats, right? Anyways, I could talk all day about drafting, but I don't think it's very interesting. Keith says, Pat, I do like the way you video over the workpiece. Oh, good. I'm glad. It was difficult to get used to that view, but I prefer that view. Both for myself, so I can review what I'm doing on video, and I'm thinking it helps snappers more than looking at it from far away. But apparently, looking at it from far away also helps people because of the of the presentation. Because apparently some guys will watch a video, and if it's not from far away, they go, presentation is wrong. Next. Oh, okay, this guy's far away. I like watching that. So now I can absorb what's going on. If it's not from far away, I can't hear nothing. Yeah, apparently that's what it is. If I'm too close, if he's napping where I can see what the napper naps, it's not interesting because it's too close. I can't. It's it's too close for my eyes, so my ears shut down. Apparently, that's what goes on. I don't know. I have no idea how normal brains work. Let's see. Um, why do I not have an idea how normal brains work? Because I don't have a normal brain. I'm neurodivergent. Ask for Corn is here. It seems likely that we can only do things like play chess because the brain changed as we developed the ability to nap. Yeah, napping is one of those things that we did that changed the brain. It's an interaction. It's not only because of napping, but um, napping got better because the brain got better, and the brain got better because napping got more challenging, or the demands got more challenging uh, because of what we were using our tools for. But there are other things that develop the brain, like language. Language also has influenced the brain, uh, and it's hard to uh, figure out if it's because our brains develop because of what we did, or because of what we've spoken about. Humans are weird because our impression of the universe is mainly due to language, unless we actually also work with our hands. But a human can go through life completely without using their hands to do anything and live only by input from language. It's weird. We don't need to do anything but speak and very basic things as far as making stuff. We can make hot dogs on the stove, and we can get in the car and turn the key and drive. That doesn't put you in direct contact with physics like Flintnapping, or altering physical reality like Flintnapping. And there's a lot of decision making going on in Flintnapping. There's a lot of risk management and strategizing. There's not really any rules because things change. You have to be adaptable. If you want to compare it to driving, it's like driving. It's like going to sleep and the universe scrambles the roads around, and every morning you wake up and the roads are a little bit different. So you got to adjust. Same with napping. Every time you pick up another stone, it's a little bit different. It's like the universe has scrambled the previous thing you worked on, and now you got another stone. It might be similar, but it might be totally different. The brain works differently when you have to interact with reality that way. It puts you in touch with reality, but there are this is what I'm trying to figure out right now is why some people can manipulate reality and not understand what they're doing. Like some nappers are able to nap really well, but they explain what they're doing and they're off. They're not explaining what they're doing. They're explaining what they think they're doing. And you can obviously see that's not what's happening. Okay? Especially when you're talking about controlling flakes, because napping is a probabilistic skill. Okay? You don't control the flakes. It's probabilistic. You understand what the probabilities are, and you set up the conditions to make the probabilities more favorable for you, but you can't predict exactly. And if you do, they think, oh, now, that's because I knew that was going to happen. No, you got lucky because it could not happen that way. Now, as you get better and better and better, you get better and more predictable results, but it's still probabilistic. It's like I explained before, like with archery, when you're shooting at a target, at first you're all over the place, and eventually you close your group down to the bullseye over time after hundreds of shots. Okay, that's like Flintnapping. Eventually, after hundreds of shots, you're closing your grouping to where the flake is going to go in a certain way. But when you're like in archery, when you've got your group, is still these arrows are all over the place inside that grouping. It's tighter, but the arrows strike within that grouping in different spots. And what a lot of nappers and lithic analysts will say is that, let's say that instead of hitting exactly in the middle with the arrow, it goes up to the upper right or upper left. What they're saying is the archer controlled that the arrow went to the upper right or upper left. They control that. Instead of realizing that it's a probabilistic thing where the arrow goes, you don't control where it goes exactly within your group. But some people want to say that they're controlling where it goes. You can control the success of how close you get the grouping or how well you can direct a flake, but you don't control exactly what's happening. Just like in the grouping of arrows. I don't know how else to explain this, but they don't get it. Anyways, where did I miss? Ask for Corn says you can have a powerful mind without being good at understanding its inner workings. Yeah, Johnny Waring's here. Hello. Ken says apparently it's hard to discern ADHD from PTSD, which I both have. That's why I couldn't get an AD diagnosis as a kid. ADD diagnosis as a kid. Oh, I see. Yeah, PTSD is terrible stuff. ADHD. I'm trying to think. Are the symptoms similar? Because you can develop PTSD by self-infliction as well as outside trauma. ADHD is more of a genetic condition and not a trauma condition. PTSD is acquired, and ADHD is something you already have. So there's a big difference as far as that goes, but I'm trying to think of the similarities. I had to learn about all this stuff because one of my sons, or both my sons, have autism. Autism runs in my family. I've got a little bit of it. My dad had it. My sons have it now. My daughters showed kind of some of it, but it's not very much. But I had to learn because one of my sons had extreme difficulty in school. Extreme difficulty. We didn't understand why. It didn't make any sense because his brother was okay, apparently. Apparently his brother was better at masking or hiding the difficulties. One of my sons had extreme difficulty, had panic attacks, and he was developing the PTSD and depression and all that from school. So I had to learn about all this stuff, and we got a diagnosis for him and all that. So yeah, he had severe depression and, of course, autism, very high IQ, but didn't understand simple things. Yeah. All parents should learn about this stuff, or people should be taught this stuff early so that if they have kids, they understand what's going on. We had no idea what was going on. Anyways, let's see. Let's go to a less depressing subject. Because, yeah, those days dealing with autism without knowing that's what it is was extremely, extremely confusing. And I have autism too, right? So I could miss and be totally clueless about stuff that other people see as completely obvious. How can you not see that or understand that? I thought it was something totally different. As an example, like I would see something as something totally different, especially when you're trying to read. Like if I'm trying to read somebody, that's why I had to be very focused on exactly what the cues are with people. It's exhausting for me to be around people because I have to make sure that I get the cues correct and I got to go back in my library of human expressions and cues and expressions and speech patterns and body language and all this kind of stuff, because I can totally miss what someone's talking about unless I, reference my library of human activity. Let's see. The eccentric Adam is here. Patrick, do you have a favorite spoon? Let's see. Do I have a favorite spoon? That's an interesting question. It depends on the situation, I suppose. But yeah. I have my favorite spoons for different things. I got a favorite spoon for mixing my coffee. I got a spoon for what I cook with. I guess I gotta have that spoon. What I'm more focused on, though, as far as favorites, are my pens and pencils. Let's see here. Ed Gould says John Tuttle or Stonehook and Danny Collins were to have their own nap-ins this last weekend, but Hook had an emergency, so he couldn't join. I see. I think I know what nap-in you're talking about. Yeah. If you have a question about a nap-in, I got a nap-in list. I'll try to answer questions on nap-ins. And no, there's no nap-ins in Colorado. SC is here. Awesome. Let's see. John Tuttle or Stonehook has a good channel. Yeah, I recommend you watching it. Some people don't understand the way he talks, but he's got all the basics down for sure, and a lot of the advanced stuff. Let's see. I have a favorite spoon, but I'll never tell you who she is, says Mike Mason. Eccentric Adam says we're brothers, the same mind, autism thing. They have to feel right. Yeah. I've learned to have workarounds for everything. And what started my workarounds was when I joined the military and watched normal people and then get very simple, clear directions. That started me on my journey of how to do workarounds, because a lot of times in the military, if you're confused about something, it gets cleared up pretty easily. Either you get disciplined right away or you can ask. So it was good in that way. So that began there's workarounds for this kind of stuff. Like, I don't get it, but there's workarounds. And then, like you said, there's some things that don't feel right, like some environments. But if you're in the military, you can't say, well, this triggers me, I can't stand it. No, you got to figure out some workarounds, like exercising in the middle of the day without something covering my eyes. It drives me nuts. Like, I have to have a visor or something, right? Or I don't like sunglasses. It's got to be something like above my eyes and not on my eyes, because somehow the sunglasses drive me nuts. As an example, right? Luckily in the military, you keep your cover on and you're okay. But when I was a kid, even as a kid, I couldn't stand being outside in the sun. I had to be in the shade all the time. As an example. So you get these workaround type things. And if I'm in the sun working and I can't avoid being in the direct sunlight doing something, I've learned to put up with it, but it builds up. So you need a release. If you're in a situation where the anxiety is building and building and building and building, you develop like an endurance for that type of situation, but it'll pop, it'll break. Eventually, you just can't stand it anymore. Luckily, the sun goes down, for one, but two, sneak off and get in a shade or do something. Close your eyes if you can, or whatever. So yeah, As an example, that was one of the biggest things for me was the light intensity drives me insane. Anyway, so I like overcast days. My favorite days are the what they call a magic. My favorite time of day is the magic hour during the day, like when the sun goes down or behind the hill in the evening until finally the sunlight goes away. This is the magic hour. That's my favorite time in the evening. Same in the morning, just before sunrise. As an example, people say, "Why do you like the magic hour?" Because it's indirect light. It's so nice. I can actually be outside and enjoy it. Or in the woods when we're shady. I love being in the woods. Why? Well, I had to invent something else like it smells good or there's birds and instead of saying because the light's not shining like daggers into my eyes. Okay. Anyway. Magic hour sounds like happy hour at the bar. Yeah, it's almost the same thing for autism people. And a lot of times when I'm trying to speak, I see the sentence, right? But if I don't control myself, I go too fast in the sentence. So I'll say the last word, skip the middle words. I'll say the first word, the last word, but I'll skip the middle words. So I have to go back and say the middle words in between the two words. As an example, also. I don't know if that's ADHD. That might be ADHD. I don't know. But I've got to visualize what I'm going to say first. And sometimes I got to listen to what I'm saying. Because I'll visualize what I want to say and I'll try to say it. But if I'm not paying attention to what I said, I'll miss it if I say something different. Because I won't know if I've said something different unless I'm listening to myself. I can actually say something completely different than what I'm thinking I'm saying. Yeah. It used to drive me absolutely nuts. Is Sev Pocahontas or Sacagawea? No. No, Sev is when I generated the avatar, it was a face of a lot of averages. So if you look at her, she looks like a mixed ethnicity, right? And it was easy for AI to generate images of her. So there was several that I could have chosen from, several different avatars that were pre-made. I don't know, what do they call them? Pre-generated, but they look like real people and not an average of people. You know what I'm saying? So no, she's not a certain person from history or anything. She's an average of a bunch of faces. And I chose an average on a certain spectrum. There's averages on this side and that side. Has a lot of choices, right? So I picked someone that resembled a lot of people from my side of the family, let's say, or in my family. So more familiar. She looked kind of familiar to me. So I picked an average and someone that looks or reminds me of people in my family. Yeah. Yeah, because if I'm going to be editing, I want to be able to be comfortable looking at the videos. Like if I'm not that comfortable looking at my own self, I'm not that comfortable looking at myself when I'm editing videos of myself. And if I want to generate a quick video, I can't do it unless I just make doo-doo with what I got and film in a car or some stupid thing. I don't like watching other videos of people filming in their cars or up against their house or in the backyard something or just going down the street. I don't like videos like that. So, and I don't like doing short videos. So what am I going to do? I need to do some kind of thing to increase the reach of my channel, right? So I've said, okay, I need to do shorts. Let's do the AI. And I knew it that people were going to go, what? And I said, nah, so what? And yeah, it has increased the reach, and I can see audience retention change a little bit. I'm losing some and I'm gaining some. It's more, I'm gaining more than I'm losing. So that's good. But I'm wondering if I'm going to have to be more of an entertainer than an instructor. I still want to be an instructor type, answering questions and doing the demonstrations, but I may have to become more of a performance type of person and more of a showing a better presentation during the videos, increasing the level of attractiveness in the presentation. As far as the backgrounds go and the settings and maybe the background noises, like right now there's nothing in the background, so it'd be more interesting for people if maybe there was music, nature sounds and that kind of stuff. So I got to learn how to put all that stuff into videos. I got to get another camera instead of using my phone. I've got to get better lighting so it doesn't look all weird. Yeah. So does that answer the question on my AI assistant? Eccentric Adam says, I'm here for the sarcasm. Mike Tufts is here. Hey. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Let me check the auction. I'm going to put a like on people's bids. That's how you know that I see your bid. Okay? There's not very many items in the auction, so it's pretty easy to check, but let me just check anyway. I mean, I could do this later, but I want to keep up with the likes. If I see your bid, I will hit the like thumbs up. That means that you know that I saw the bid. Okay? All right. Yes, there's a lot of bids on the first one. On the white coral notched point. On the white coral notched point. Corner notched. Okay. That's good. Yeah, I missed a lot of bids. There's a lot of good participation. I'm sorry I don't have very many items in the auctions lately. I've been trying to do side projects, as you know. These side projects are really gumming up the works more than I had ever expected. It's because I took on some stuff that was very difficult and some stuff I'd never done before. Yeah, that's always difficult too, because how difficult can it be? It's not difficult. It's finding the stuff that you need and finding the time and spending the money. If I had to spend hundreds of dollars on something, it's not my priority. My priority is making sure my children have what they need, right? So if I have to do the project or spend money on a project or spend money on my kids, it's always the kids first, so the project gets sidelined. Yeah. And then, okay, I'll bring it back out. Hey, Dad, did you see this and that? What? What happened? Like one of my daughter's cats had to go to the vet, whatever. So yeah, vet bill. I'll help you with the vet bill. What does that mean? Can't buy the material for this project coming up. Oh well. That sort of thing. I mean, it's not that bad. The projects that I accept are, they're not going to break the bank or anything, but I think you know what I'm saying. It just comes up the works. So I'm not taking on any more side projects. Moral of the story is no. If you want something on the side, no, can't do it no more. No, I'd like to do it, but I can't do it. All right, so I'm going to start napping here in a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break this into chunks and pieces and try to get a biface. If not, then I'll just work one of the spalls. It's got voids in it. It's like that andesitic basalt, silicified andesitic basalt, right? That's what I think Jim told me it was last time. Mike Mason says, that reminds me of about the poliolite expense for making antler tools. Did you know the exchange rate places his expense at about $30 USD? No, didn't know that. Let's see. Keith Callahan is here. I think I already saw your entrance much earlier. Who else is here that I missed? We got 19 people watching. That's it. Yeah, we're lucky about getting antlers and stuff. But when I first started, I couldn't get any antlers, so I had to spend lots of money as well. Now I can get antlers because I know more people. Jim Main says, I'm perfectly happy with the way you make videos now, especially if you talk smack. Yeah, but those are the ones I'm getting burnt out on. Yeah. Same old, same old. You get burnt out on same old, same old. I've been doing this for years. I've got thousands of videos. I asked Grok the other day, who's got the most videos on YouTube? Flintnapping videos. Patrick Blank has the most videos, also known as Jack Crafty. Really? Let me see. What else do you tell me about myself? Yeah, I've got thousands of videos. It gets a little bit dull after a while, so I don't know. I'm perfectly happy making those videos too if it's easy. But every time that I make a video, I tend to push until I reach my limit of my ability on that particular piece. Yeah. So now you know. It is getting a little bit burnt outish. Let's see. Mike Tuff says, I have an unboxing video uploading right now of some Knife River Flint from Marty Young. I've got some Knife River Flint. More. He sent me more. Also, I can do an unboxing as well. I got some more stuff. Yeah, that was not it. I did 2 unboxings, but that's not it. I've got like 2 more. I should probably do those tonight. I should probably do those yet. Jesse said, the bidding is a bit messy. Some bids lower than the previous bid. I wonder if something went wrong. No, what happens is they don't refresh. The guys that are bidding a lot of times, they don't hit the newest, or they don't refresh the YouTube. They have it sitting there. I guess they have this phone sitting there for a while, and they pick it up and then they bid, and they don't see people that have already bid. But they do end up seeing the other comments, and they'll readjust their bids later. Tommy Taylor, $5 super chat. Thank you. It says a feather for Sev. A feather. All righty. Should I make a headdress? The prompt doesn't understand headdress in the AI, unless I get an advanced version. I'm not going to do that. It doesn't understand prompt. So if I say, it comes up with some really funny stuff. If I say headdress with feathers or with one feather or whatever. I tried that before on the other cartoonish memes, and they ended up, I think they showed one guy with the band around his head and one feather in the front. And the meme was, seriously? And the guy wearing the headband goes, what? What? It was so stupid. The headdress was so stupid. Same thing with Sev. If I tried to do a headdress in the prompt for her, it comes out all stupid. Yeah, but thanks. Thank you very much. I don't understand. Well, maybe I'm misinterpreting what a feather means in this case. Ed Gould says, if you could get $1 for every video every month, yeah, that'd be nice, but no. Not all. Well, let's see. A lot of times people will focus only on the new stuff. Most people are doing searches, so they only watch the new stuff. They do a search and they filter it for very recent. Yeah. I do have, occasionally I'll see a comment from someone that says, I've watched a lot of your old videos. I didn't know you had them. And But that's rare. Usually people are watching the new stuff only. And they go, wait, you got more? Wait, there's more? I say, if I have a chance to talk to them, I say, yeah, man, where you been? You been living under rocks? Apparently you've been living under rocks if you don't know. Yeah, just type in something that you might want to, just type in something that you are thinking about, and I might have it in my library of videos. I've been developing over the years a library of videos so people can't say, well, that can't be done that way. You can't use aluminum as an example, right? Aluminum doesn't work. Yeah, well, count the amount of videos I have with aluminum tools and then look at what I can make with aluminum. And there's crickets. And then they'll go back to their buddies and say, did you know that aluminum doesn't work? After watching some of my aluminum videos? What is that anyway? Is that being touched in the head, or what is it? I don't understand what that is. Let me turn the AC on. Hold on. It's burning up in here. My dad was like the remote control guy. Everything has a remote control. Yeah. Everything has a remote control in this house. I can't reach it to change it up there on the AC unit. He's got one of those fancy, I don't know what they call them. Anyways, yeah, he had a remote control for everything. So I just thought I'd mention that. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. I have a lot of videos on different types of materials. And when I start using brass, people are going to flip out. I know they are. Yes. And they're going to go back. They're going to see hundreds of videos. You're going to see dozens of videos using metals that you don't think work. You're going to watch them, or they're going to watch them. And then they go back to their buddies, and the buddy's going to ask him, well, did brass work? And he's going to say no. Because it still persists. All this misinformation still persists. And I've done videos to the contrary, and then people still stick to their previous assertions. What is that? I don't know. I don't want to say what that is. Or they forget, or they don't know. Like I've done natural tool videos with antlers and hammerstones and all kinds of good stuff like that. Bones, antlers, hammerstones. But they ignore all that, or they pretend that they don't know that I've done that. And some people don't even know that I've done natural tool videos. I've got some on this channel, but for some reason they've ignored those too. Anyways, and you wonder why I get all. Some people wonder why I get all like talking smack. Why do you talk so much smack? People don't deserve it. Yeah, making fun of people. They don't deserve your smack talking. Oh yes, they do. This is loose. Let me get another one. This is, yeah, it's not as loose. I abuse the boppers. Okay. Sorry, Mike. The new one you sent, this cap's already fallen off. I've abused it. Yes, I like it when it does that. I'm not good at the flicking, but maybe I'll start doing shorts with nothing but flicking. Yeah. I'll cut out in between. I'll do like a edited video where I do nothing but flicking. Yeah. No, I won't do that. I prefer to make videos with AI than to do that. I'm not into the flicking. Oh, this is getting everywhere. It's looking like a napkin inside the house. Dang it! That's what I mean by abusing the boppers. it didn't yield at all. That's amazing. Okay. It wants to be tough in some spots. I'm going to try to make a biface out of this, but I want these first before I make a biface. Oh yeah, and I'm going to be ignoring the chat while I'm napping. I got this table in the way. All right. Everything cool? Copacetic? Yeah. He's going to keep an eye on me, okay? So I don't mess up. I'm going to mess up anyway. Let's see. Why would I nap something like this? I don't know. Inquiring minds want to know. That's why. There, that's some progress. People want to see me do stuff with this. How do you nap these? How do you nap it? Because I got 14,000 pounds of this stuff. People will tell me that they got these triangular pieces or this kind of stuff. They want to know how to nap it. I've got videos on how to nap it. You just got to look back in the past. I've got dozens of videos on how to nap this chunky stuff. And maybe 5 devoted specifically to this triangular spall type thing. How to nap those. Okay. And some of them are napped with aluminum. I think. I don't know. At least one is probably napped with aluminum. Okay, so this actually fractures easier along a certain plane. So you can see there's striations. Let's see, how is it going? This way, like. So that cracked along where you can see lines. See those lines? I don't know if you can see them in the material. It seems to nap easily that way because I didn't hit it very hard and it broke along the plane. So that I like doing that because now I have 2 bifaces, 2 potential bifaces from that particular strike. See that? Instead of just one. I like that. Let's try to get this whittled down a little bit more. I might not be able to get anything out of it because it's got so many voids in it. It could end up breaking on me, but at least I would have 2 good spalls, maybe 3. If I take off this triangular portion on the top here, like that. Yeah. Start to see, I like taking this kind of spalls off instead of these little crud flakes like this. This is what I call a crud flake. See, you can't really use it for much. But you can use this, yeah, either by itself as a tool or make it into a hafted or haftable item. Haftable. Terminology. What's haftable? What do you mean? No, I don't see nobody putting them on sticks. Yeah, after I tell them what hafting is. Why doesn't anyone show how to put them on sticks? I don't know. That's what they're for, but no one shows it. They just show how to flick the flakes. Yeah. I'm just by watching those guys, I'm already very well versed in how to flick flakes. Yeah. I can't do it very well. Maybe I need some more practice. Maybe I should practice that. Yeah. It's part of Flintknapping, don't you know? Apparently people like watching it. And don't lie. I bet you watch some of those videos, those flicking videos. Maybe some people get all tingly. Ooh, look at it. Look at all those flickings. Some people are there. You better shut up with that. I don't like the attitude. The attitude means unsubscribe. I'm done. Mm-hmm. See ya. Yeah. Are you gone yet? No? Why are you hanging around then? I don't want you hanging around. You're doing me a favor. Yeah. I'm dodging a bullet. You leave, I just dodged the bullet. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'll be doing more instructional videos. Yeah. The hard part is knowing just how much to simplify it without oversimplifying it to the point where it doesn't work. Yeah. You can oversimplify the Flintknapping explanations. This is a black thing on a black background. I didn't even think of that. Oh, well. You can oversimplify a Flintknapping explanation and it becomes useless, pretty much. Anyways. So, oops. What happened? I don't like it. Yeah. There's pre-existing cracks and stuff. If you look, there was an issue right there. I think that was a void. Was it a void? I could say it is, and you will never know. I don't think that was a void. I think that was a crack. Either I put it in there or it was already existing, and then it got compounded with this inclusion. There's an inclusion right there. It looks like a crystal pocket, which caused it to be weaker. And then I hit this to try to thin it down on the end. And yeah. But I like this size better than this size. I like a 3-inch nodule better than a 5-inch. Let's see, how big are these? Nodule. Spall. I like a 3-inch spall better than a 5-inch spall. Yeah, that's 5 1/4. And this one is, it's 4.5 from tip to tip there. But after I get it bifaced, it may go down to 3, but maybe it'll stay at 4. Let's see. Yeah, that's not too bad at 4. So I'm not going to be looking at the chat too much. You guys can talk amongst yourselves. Yes. Yes. All right. So I'll try to focus on explaining how this stuff works, because this is not the typical napping material. As you can see, it looks like moon rock. It's not your typical material as far as fracturing goes. See how that doesn't look at all like it fractures like flint. So does it qualify as Flintknapping when it doesn't fracture like flint? Silicified andesite? No. Silicified andesitic basalt. Yeah. I hope I got that right, because I would feel foolish if I didn't get that right. But I think it's silicified andesitic basalt. It's not like the fine grain stuff. I've napped better basalt than this. This one's got voids, and it also has layers where it flakes better in certain directions than other directions. Like right now, that flaked pretty easily, so that must be flaking along a easy fracture plane. Okay, so I mean, it would be ideal if I can get a bunch of these kind of flakes. But no, it's not going to do it. It's not going to do it. I got a feeling it won't do it. Let's see. So I'm abusing these Mike Tufts boppers. I've got epoxy for these though, Mike. I did get some epoxy. I had to buy some glues, and I did get some good epoxy. So I'm going to re-glue some of these, and I'm going to pin them down. After I re-glue, I'll pin them. I do have to reshape some of these too. I'll try to anyway. I'll try to get a setup to where I can reshape and then remount, because this one's already coming off. Can you see? But I've had this one for a while. The new one is just loose. I just need to get that seated again, and epoxy it, and then seat it, and then pin it. Yeah, this one's a 9 ounce. 9 ounce is probably my most used bopper, and then a 6 ounce is the second most. I don't have a 6 ounce because I ruined it. I made it. I crippled it and made it into a cripple. Yeah. Where I don't even have it. I don't know where it went. So I'm down to this one. This is, I think it feels like a 5 ounce. I don't know. I got a scale. Why don't I weigh it? Dumb head, as my sister would say. Such a dumb head. When we were little, my sister used to call me a dumb head. Yeah, autism does that to you. Okay. Let's see. 6.3 ounces. Yes, it's like a 6 ounce. Perfect. Yeah. And it's short, so I can use it like this. Very similar to my aluminum, the way I use the aluminum one. Except it's not flat. My aluminum billet is flat. More like this by coincidence. Yeah. But this one, it's loose. I abused it also, Mike. It's loose. You can hear it. And this one's also handy. So I use these two a lot now. What's this one weigh? People want to know, inquiring minds. 3.6. One is 6.3 and the other 3.6. I'm going to get confused. 3.6 ounce. And then 6.3 ounce. I've been using these. They're excellent. So I'm going to make a little biface. Once I make the little biface, I'm going to get back to the chat. 7:23. I got 15. No, more than 15 minutes. I got 20 minutes. I should be able to do something with this in 20 minutes. If you can see, the light's shining right there in front of my face, so you should be able to see it. But if some people get a lot of information from this view, which is good. I hope it helps. If you get information, or if you get any kind of benefit from this view, I'm glad. All right, so what do I talk about when I'm napping? I can try to explain what I'm doing, but I don't even know what I'm doing because it's so weird. I can't predict any of these flakes. I'm just going by what I already know and then hope it works. I'm napping it like I'm napping other materials, and I'm not seeing a lot of similar results. I'm seeing weird stuff by comparison. But you can adjust. The brain does adjust. It does nap, kind of like Flint, but it's either smooth or very steppy. Okay, you can see better now. Here, see, it can do these flakes, and it does pressure flake well, but it's either very smooth like this or very steppy like this side. See that? It's either all or nothing. So you might have like a perfect side A and then a really cruddy side B. That's just the nature of this particular type of stone. I've noticed that on all the pieces I've tried to make. You get one good side and one really cruddy side. And any amount of grinding, it's all up in the air. I don't know. I ground that down a lot and it's still crushing. I don't know what to do. I can't grind it anymore. There's a limit to how much you can grind it before it starts to become what you're doing mostly during the napping. If you're sitting there doing mostly abrading and grinding, it's not really napping. All right, let's see. Oh, okay, that worked. Let's see if I can do 2 in a row. Yes. But this side is it's still stepped right there. Something's going on with it. It's not doing it. It's not getting smooth like this one. Yeah, smooth. That my mom would say, smooth. I pick up a lot of my accents. I'll talk with some accents sometimes, and sometimes it's from my mom's side of the family, and sometimes from my ex-wife's side of the family. I used to be married. I was married for 26 years. My goodness. Yeah, to the same woman. I have 6 children. Yeah. Not my fault, okay? If people are going to say that I had nothing to do with it, then I can say it's not my fault. Yeah. Yeah. 6 absolutely beautiful children. Yeah. And now I have a grandson. I need to go visit. My grandson's getting bigger. Haven't gone visiting yet. Probably not until October. So I took off flakes. And it's getting thin, but I don't dare go much thinner than that on a piece like this. It's napping really weirdly. Sometimes it behaves. I think it's lucky that it got that thin. Sometimes it behaves and sometimes it doesn't. It's just really weird. And there's a big void right near the tip right there. That's like the worst place for that void to be. Yeah. Bummer. Why did it do that? Why? I don't know. See, the rock never tells you why it does stuff. It's so aggravating. You ask it, why did you do that? Why? It just stays silent and kind of giggles, I ain't telling you. Nope. But why? Why did you have to do that? You don't have to do that. You don't gotta be that way. Why you gotta be that way? Mm-hmm. Why you gotta mess up your own tip? Why you gotta mess yourself up like that? Why? It's so blatantly malicious. That's so blatantly malicious right there. There's no sense in it. Yeah. What'd I do to you? Sound like I'm beating the crap out of you or anything. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's see. Mm-hmm. So what? Do I give up on this? I just gotta keep it thick. If I'm gonna do something, I gotta keep it thick. Yeah. If I'm gonna do something with it, which I am, I'm gonna see what I can do. I'm gonna see if I can get a nice little biface. What would it be used for? Well, for a knife. It's too thick to haft it onto a stick unless it's a big old spear or something. But it's even worse than I thought. It's even worse than I thought. I'm trying to get rid of it, and it's just getting bigger. I don't know. I might be able to get under it. I just can't see what I'm doing. Okay. You can't see either, right? No. I need to bring out some material that we can see. Do I have more road rock? I got more road rock, but it's all thin flakes. It's all flakes like this. You want to see me nap something like that? Because you might not be able to see anything from here with this color. Let's see here. You're talking about your significant others? Mm-hmm. Let's see. My grandpa tells me my grandma Pollock jokes all the time. She's 100% Polish. Let's see. Well, I'll continue on this basalt. Some people, that's all they got. I got a bunch of that basalt stuff. Don't stop napping it because that's what I got in my backyard. Yeah. And I'm not going to go anywhere else except my backyard. I'm not going to go in my neighbor's backyard. I'm not going to go in my relative's backyard. Everything's off limits because I set my own boundaries. I'm only going to nap what I can find in my backyard. Yeah. I swear, some people are like that. It's my boundaries. Yeah. Okay. Well, if you got this in your backyard, all is not lost. But you could get a lot better than this. I mean, you should nap something better than this. Yeah. This is not good. No. I hate to say it. I'm a Flintnapper and I say stuff like that. How can I say that? Like if I was a woodworker and say, talk smack about some kind of wood. What kind of woodworker are you? You talk smack about cedar and you talk smack about black locust. What kind of woodworker are you? I got a bunch of black locust back here. I don't mind it. In fact, I forgot to mention that last time as one of the bow woods that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using black locust. Yeah. I don't like the way it smells, but I like the way it bends. And I like the way it stays in the shape that it originally came in because that's good for bows. Even though it's a pain in the butt that I can't get it to stay in the position that I'm bending it to, with heat or steam. I'm working on building some forms. Maybe I can attach it to a form or tie it or something or clamp it to a form and dry it out that way. Clamp it when it's green and then wait a year and then take it out of the form. Maybe it'll stay. But anyway, black locust, the ones that I've worked before, stay in the original shape. So no matter how much you bend it, as a bow, it goes back to its original shape, which is great. Excellent. It stays springy and snappy. Elm is the same way. At least the elm I've been using. You sit it down and let it sit. It goes back to its original shape, and you bring it back out, and the bow is still snappy next year. Awesome. There's some bows that, the more you use them, the weaker they get. They get all wobbly and not wobbly. They get all squishy. I don't know. They lose their snappiness, which is depressing. Yeah. Unless you like making bows and you go, dang, I wish this bow would hurry up and get all nasty so I can make a new one. Yeah. I'm tired of this bow being so good. I gotta make a new one. Hey, that worked okay. Some of these flakes are traveling and some of them are not, but I still got like a lunar surface on this. Yeah. I don't know what I would use this for back in the day. I would probably just put it down and pick something else because it's not cooperating that well. I want to get that lump out, but it's not doing it. But there are artifacts where you've got big old stacks in the middle like that. What they use them for? Probably knives. You can still butcher with it. It's a lot better than trying to butcher with a wooden or bone knife, unless it's cold out. Then you can cut meat fairly well with a bone knife in cold weather because it gets stiff and you can cut into it. But for fresh meat, it's all slimy and very squishy. You need a stone. I have videos on cutting up a elk tendon or cutting out an elk tendon from an elk leg. You just type in Jack Crafty elk tendon. You can see that I use little knives, smaller versions of this. Little bifaces. Yeah. I shouldn't tell you that though, because you won't go watch it. No. Yeah. Because you're afraid you'll see something that contradicts what you thought. Yeah. I'm not watching his videos because he's got stuff on there that goes against what I've always believed. So I'm not watching them. Yeah. You learn that after a while, right? After watching some of my videos. So you got stuff on there that goes against everything. Not watching it. Yeah, humans are funny. Yeah. When you think you are finally figuring out what normal humans are doing or thinking, a normal human it comes up with some weird stuff and you go, I don't think I understand, not even normal people. So-called. I don't understand it. Mm-hmm. How come you're not editing the video and cutting out all this stuff and just showing us the good parts? Why do you gotta do live streams? Why don't you just edit videos and just show all the good stuff in the flicking? Why? Maybe I want to be annoying. I don't know. Oh, this side does nap nicely compared to the other side. Yeah, see, side A it's doing really well. Okay, right here you can probably see side A compared to side B. Look at side B. It's all messed up. It's got everything wrong with it. It hardly cooperates with the flaking. But look at side A. It likes it. It's, hey, Mikey, he likes it on this side. And hey, Mikey, he hates it on that side. Now you got to tell your brother on the other side that this is how to be and not like this. I tell you what. It's a split personality. That's what it is. This rock's got a split personality. Now I get it. I can't see though. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We used to call it split personality. Now it's schizophrenia or something like that. Maybe it was always called schizophrenia. When we were a kid, we used to say it was split personality. Schizoid? Schizoid is something different. I've heard that the schizoids are the ones that invented the internet. Yeah. So that it's like schizoid heaven, whatever that means. This will sharpen up okay. Let's see, 7:42. I got a few more minutes. I'm gonna join the chat again in a few minutes. After I deal with this schizophrenic stone. There's a spot right there that wants to be really tough. Yeah. It wants to be tough, and then the flakes don't travel. Even on side A, they're messing up. Reaching the limit of what I can do on side A. So I'm starting to get step fractures on side A. So that means the flakes, when they start to get thin, they start to get crackly and break up. See, I can break these flakes with my fingers. See how easily they snap? And then not that thin. This way. I can snap that with my fingers. That's how easy they snap. But on side A, they were still traveling. But now as they're getting thinner, they are snapping. It's not too bad, but it's annoying that I'm getting step fractures on side A. So I'll stop because it's reaching its limit as to what I can do. I don't know if you can see. Yeah. All righty. So I'll join the chat here in a minute. Come on. It's supposed to do it. It's not supposed to not do it. Oh, come on. Do it. Oh, you sneaky. You're so sneaky. It's going to leave a land bridge or something similar. Dang it. So I messed up side A, trying to get thinner. I'm trying to go thinner on side A because it seems to nap well. But even side A is starting to be finicky. Yeah. So that's how you know you need to stop. Except me, I don't know when to stop. I stop when I can't do no more. Yeah. I think I can do a little bit more. Come on, come on. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay. What time is it? All right, it's time to rejoin the chat. I'm just going to see if I can run one more flake through their famous last words. Almost. No. I wish. Do some on the other side. Or it's still schizophrenic. Yeah, it's still schizophrenic. Yeah, on the other side. Okay, so that's about it. Yeah, for the biface. If I go any thinner, I'm risking snapping the whole thing in half. Yeah. So when I start getting step fractures toward the end, I know that at least two things are true, that the flakes cannot maintain their integrity as they're trying to cross over. They'll snap and cause step fractures. And also, I'm hitting edges that kind of crush a little bit first, so I'm losing a lot of energy. I have to impart a lot more force. The more force I exert, the less accurate in many cases, because just in the act of swinging moves this everything around a little bit. It just winding up for it moves it. Just even slight movement differences can make all the difference. Okay, so that's it on that. So just to show you what the potential was, I hope it was beneficial on this particular type of material. And there's a lot of material that's similar to this, like Kanawha black can be similar to this. It's difficult to run flakes on, although Kanawha black is difficult to snap on the flakes themselves. So it holds together better. Where am I? There I am. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to check the auction. So I still need my glasses. Well, I can check it without my glasses, but I gotta be squinting. I look like my mother when I'm squinting like this, because she would sew all the time. That was her hobby, sewing. And when she got older like me, squinting constantly. So when I see myself trying to read something, I remind myself of my mother. Yeah. Anyways, where are we? Let's see. Let's put everything in order here. Okay, so I'm going to hit the like button on everything that I see. And hopefully people are seeing other people's bids. Although, I don't know. Larry, if Larry's in the chat, you need to refresh your screen, because you're not bidding according to the current prices, which is, it's good for Marty, because he's got the high bid, and these guys are bidding lower than him, so he's still got the high bid, even after they supposedly see his bid. So, I mean, he's got that one in the bag, probably. Yeah. Which one is it? You have not been watching the auctions lately. Marty's been snatching up all the KRF. And it's not kangaroo, rabbits, and frogs. No. All right, so let's see. Where am I? Okay, so I put likes on all the bids. There are lots of bids this already. Yeah. Usually it gets very active toward the last hour, but it's been good. And again, I apologize for not having very many items. I'm working on a bunch of little preforms and stuff, and I'm going to be putting more small points in the auction. I just didn't do much this week. Yeah. I'm messing around with AI stuff. And the side projects. Yeah. Keith, $5 super chat. There's only one marble, Keith. Only one marble, Keith. Your name is Marble Keith now. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. Thank you, thank you. All right. Did I miss? What did I miss? Feed the animals. I always feed the animals. Did I tell you that I got the squirrels hooked on granola bars? I think I told you guys already. They come right up to me now, and they just stand there. Okay, give me the granola. I'm standing here, and I should take a picture because sometimes they stand together. Two of them are very dependent now. They're like scratching. I need my granola fix. They come right up to me. I'm like, dang. Okay, guys. I go back in the house and get the granola bars, and they're still standing there. I should take a picture. It's funny. Anyways, simple, funny. I don't know. I laugh at the simplest things, I suppose. The Ricketts point is the most mysterious point of all. The marble point. Yeah. Tommy Taylor says, I have not gotten auctions. I have not gotten or got notifications of the auction today and not got one for live stream either. I tell you, there's got to be a way to slap YouTube. Is there a slap button? Because I can, hey, YouTube, hit the slap button. Wake up. I don't know. Marty says, hey, Patrick, I posted a picture of a point made along with you during the live. I stalled a notch. You stalled a notch? That hardly ever happens. What are you doing? That never happens. Matthias Melander says, he sent me an email. Hold on. I need to get another Flintknapping kit from you, Mike. Mike Tufts. I need another Flintknapping kit. I need to send one to Matthias Melander. I'll pay you for the kit. Yeah. Or I should just order from you. Yeah. Okay. So I'll talk to him a little bit later. Yeah, I send stuff out for free, or they just pay shipping, or whatever. I don't know. If someone is suffering, I'll send you something. Just I can't make it a habit. Matthias Melander's in Denmark. Okay, so they suffer a lot over there. Okay? That's my excuse. Who is... I can't find your message, Marty, because there's too much spam. That's another collaboration offer. Why did they name themselves after just regular people? I don't know if it's a subscriber or a stupid collaboration. I don't see your message, Marty. How did you send it? Or did you post it on the community on the channel? Okay. Yeah, that's the community. So he stalled one of the notches. You don't have buenos notches on this one? Buenas noches or buenos notches? Are notches masculine or feminine in Spanish? I need to get it right. I got a feeling the notches are feminine. Yeah. If not, they got it mixed up. Oh, dang, I missed a lot of posts. What am I doing? I'm missing posts on the community. What is going on? What in the wide world of Flintnapping is going on? This is Jim Maine's point. I missed it. And then Lance of Outcast Metal is napping these big points. And then Smokey's Dank Days. Not too shabby. Yeah, he's doing some obsidian. I haven't heard of you before. Did I? Anyways, thanks for posting on the community posts, right? This is the community post. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. I have not checked it yet. I've been slacking. All right. So I've checked everything. So we got 4 more minutes in the chat. If you have questions, please ask before the time is over. I'm going to end the live stream here in 4 minutes. I'll go over the end of it because some people don't arrive until after the end of the live stream. For some reason, they think that it starts when it ends. Yeah, I need to get some. I'll talk to Mike Tufts. Need to get another kit. I want one more. Okay. Mike's going to start selling indirect percussion sticks. Good. People ask me, hey, can you sell me one of those? Or tell me where I can find it? Oh, I'll tell you where you can find it. I don't sell tools or stone. Unless it's in the auction. Yeah. K Money's in the house. Oh yeah, Keith. The Sweetwater marble. Corner notch KRF point. That's rough but usable. Yeah. That picture of the Knife River Flint corner notch is definitely usable. Yeah, Keith is. Sometimes he's not here. And he's usually the one that releases the hounds on people who don't hit the like button. Yeah. Hit the like button. Okay. So if there's no questions, I can, well, I'll wait. I was going to say, since there's no questions, I can end the live stream, but I'll wait. Okay, let's see. Let me go back and see if there's any questions up further that I might be able to answer. I'll try to answer with something that's useful or that I know, but I won't answer stuff that I don't know. And if I do, I'll let you know. I'm making it up because I can make stuff up. Yeah. You ask a question, I can make stuff up just so you can have an answer. Because some people say, I don't like the question, just hanging out there. Just give me any answer and I can work from there. Yeah. A lot of the stuff that I say comes from my sons. That wasn't, but it reminded me of one of my sons just then. Let's see. Oh, okay. You're making a joke. Jesse's joking there. You had me going for a second. The next live stream coming up is Wednesday. Yeah, in 2 days. The live stream is Wednesday. And let me see if I can get the times correct. 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Wednesday. Eastern time. I messed up on this one. Like Friday, I said the Monday live stream is going to be from 4 to 6, right? But no. Monday live streams are always 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern. Monday live streams always 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. Wednesdays always 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern. And then Fridays 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. I know they're all different times, but it works better for me when they're different times like that. Let's see. Yeah, the toilet tank porcelain, we call it Johnstone, Thunderstone, Thunderchert, and Crapstone. What else have I heard? Thunder chert. Thunder chert is the term that they use in Tennessee when I go to that napping. The Twin Oaks Bow Hunters annual shooting competition, but they also have a napping. They all say Thunder chert. Okay, let me go to the end of the chat and see where I'm at. Ken says, thank you for entertaining us, Pat, and sharing your knowledge. Catch you guys next time. All right, we'll see you next time, Ken. You like the new crafty sign? Yeah, Harley put a light in there, so you got the remote. I got remote. Let's see if it turns off. No, I need to put a battery or something in the remote. Yeah, because I hit the power button. It doesn't do nothing. It doesn't do nothing. But yeah, it's cool. I did an unboxing, and I got this box in the unboxing. How does that work when you get a box? You unbox a box. Stidley Design says, good night, Patrick. Good night, good night. Jared Ryan says, thanks. Thank you. Good to see everybody. I'm going to hang on for a minute because sometimes guys come in at the very last minute. Mike Tuff says, send me a message about that napping kit and we'll do a trade. All right. Awesome. I'll send you a message. I got it marked to where it's not read yet, so I'll reread it and I say, oh yeah, I gotta get a kit for Matthias over in Denmark. Denmark is actually easy to send to compared to other countries. And I've sent to Russia before too, but I've had stuff stolen when I sent to Russia. Well, this was a while ago. It might be different now. It might be better now. So the hardest countries to send to are to Spain and Russia so far, from my experience. Now, they might not be. It always changes. It might not be the same. I've sent to Italy. I've sent to Belize. I've sent to South America. I can't remember if it was Brazil or Argentina. I've sent to Canada many times. I've sent to England. I've sent to Denmark and the Netherlands. I think I've sent to Germany once. Let me see. Where else? It's not that hard to send to Europe. You just got to get the addresses right. You look it up on Google. You type in the address. You type it the way you think it should be typed in, and then Google will come up with the address, but it'll be in the correct order. Like what is the province and what is the postal code and what is the street name. And sometimes they put, like in Spain, instead of saying street, they say street da. So it's calle something. And you think that the calle something is the address of the house, and it isn't. They say street first instead of putting street last in the first line of the address. That threw me off a little bit, and I said, "Oh, that's Spanish." They do. I think they do the same thing in Mexico. Yeah, same thing. As an example, but Northern European countries, the format's the same as U.S. and Canada, pretty much. Marty says, I asked a question about Blonde Knife River Flint last time, Patrick. Have you ever seen any? Yeah, I've got some. I'll nap it on video. There's still some sitting in the to-do stack, which is getting very big. I'm assuming that you mean the translucent is the blonde type. Maybe not. Maybe it's a lighter color instead of a translucent brown. It's a translucent tan. I don't know. Oh, I have not found some in my last trip to the lake. I will post pictures in the community later. Oh, if not, I did find some. I don't know. I've got some already. I think you sent me one that was like half regular Knife River brown, and the other half was blonde, and I made fun of it, saying that looked like a fancy chocolate dessert. Yeah. Dwayne Griffin is here. Hey. See, I told you. Well, it's over already. We're supposed to be off the air. Yeah. I'm supposed to turn off my sign. It's 8 p.m. Eastern. That's when I'm supposed to end my live stream, Dwayne. But good to see you. I knew someone was going to show up that I knew. Who else? Everyone else is on schedule. Yes. Let's see. Okay. Oh well, Dwayne, you're gonna have to rewatch the live stream as a regular video because I'm signing off. Okay, guys. Thanks, everybody. I hope it was useful. You probably couldn't see the black material against the black background. I apologize for that. I didn't even think about that. So I'll come up with a better material like a gray next time. All righty. Or, something that's not black. But I had the chance to nap this. This is the basalt, but it's silicified. It's a lot easier to nap than the basalt that you find in the landscape supply yards. They have lots of basalt. But it's not like this. This is nappable. It doesn't nap that great, but it is nappable. So it's silicified andesitic basalt. It is volcanic type stuff. How does basalt compare to johnstone? They're in the same category, basically. They nap worse than floor tile, one notch worse than floor tile. Both of them. It's comparable, yeah, except toilet tank porcelain doesn't step fracture as badly as this. But this sharpens up better than the toilet tank porcelain. This is a sharp edge, but its step fracture is a lot easier than the toilet tank porcelain. But floor tile is one step up from this. It's more consistent. It doesn't have voids. Sometimes the johnstone or the thunder chert will have issues with maybe some weak areas in it. It's not completely homogeneous like floor tile, I noticed. Let's see. Oh, wow. I missed some more stuff. Yeah, all the late arrivals, hit the like button. I'm going to sign off here. I've got an auction going. If you want to bid in the auction, go ahead. Yep, everyone's saying good night. All right, I'm gonna end the live stream here. I apologize. I look all weird when I'm trying to read the chat. I gotta change my facial expression when I'm reading. I tend to do this. My sons do the same thing. They're reading and then they type in something and then they go for the question to answer. To get a question answered, they go. Anyways, good night, everybody. Good to see you. We'll see you next time. So JJ says, do you know the Liver King? He make stone weapon and hunt animals with it. I thought the Liver King was just into eating raw livers and stuff. So I haven't seen that. Turd chert, says Ralph. All right. We'll see you guys next time. Next time is Wednesday. We'll see you then. All right, everybody? All right. Bye-bye.